Royals, what's going on? It's your girl Q the Queen, back with another video. But before we get into the content, guys, make sure if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're liking the content, hit that like button. And if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, any feedback, hit that comment section, baby. Because me and my Royals, we talks about it. Now. I want to come on in because, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about, some of the things sneaker collectors don't warn or tell, I guess, casual consumers about before they start to hop into this world of sneaker collecting. They see us with the pictures, they see the videos, they just see the fun and all of it. And it is fun, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a lot of things that don't get tied into the information piece before they hop in to enjoy the fruits of the culture. So I got a few things here, and definitely y'all hit the comment section. Let me know if there's any other things you think are important for somebody trying to get into the sneaker collecting world, or somebody just trying to, or just find themselves being interested in sneakers. Some folks maybe even used to collect, years ago, and they kind of left it by the wayside, had a family, lost a job, whatever the case, and couldn't really do it how they wanted to do it. So now they might be back in. Could be 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Who knows anybody's situation. But today's sneaker culture is interesting, right? It's interesting. We all can definitely agree. I got 7 things that sneaker collectors don't warn or tell the average consumer about. Okay, first things first. One thing that it becomes apparent right away is it's a very expensive lifestyle. Okay, this is not like going to the liquor store and buying scratch offs for $1, $5, $10. I mean, hey, if you go to the store and you buy 20 of them, then okay, then it comes pretty close to. Everybody has their thing, right? But yeah, it can be very expensive. You get your one pair. If you're lucky to get it for retail, you might, get it for $170, $190, $200, $210. Lately, $210, $220 these days. That's one pair, right? And that's retail. Well, let's say you don't get it for retail and you still want it so bad you're willing to pay resale, right? So now for that one pair, you're paying well over the $200, $210. You're paying $300, $400, $500, $600, whatever that particular call or demand for the price for that shoe in the market. And you got that one shoe. But obviously they accumulate, right? They accumulate. You're not just going to stop at the one, because that's not the person that we speaking to here today. Most people that buy a one, and not a Jordan one, but a person that buys one pair is definitely going to naturally kind of fall into, I wouldn't call it the black hole, but you definitely find yourself being more interested into buying multiple pairs. And that's how, the rabbit hole, that's what I'm trying to find. The rabbit hole. You find that rabbit hole very quickly. And, again, think about it. You buying for retail, and I'm not talking about grade school sizes or smaller sizes. They pay a little bit less, but still it accumulates. If they're paying $140, we're paying $200, and you're buying multiple pairs for those retail prices or multiple pairs for those resale prices, it's going to add up pretty quickly. So, make sure you got it under control, because it can be a downward spiral. Okay. Think about it like a drug addict, right? They spend it for that little dime sack, quarter sack, ounces, whatever they buy the quantities in. And but they keep coming back, right? Keep coming back. But after a while, money start getting a little bit thin because of the accumulation of just constantly just being addicted to constantly having the next pair. Obviously, again, with sneakers, because you're paying over $100, $200 per pair. I mean, think about it. You buy 5 pairs within a small amount of time, you've already spent $1,000 or more. So just keep that in mind. All right. Keep that in mind before you hop into this thing. Okay. The next thing, getting the it shoe will not be easy. In today's world, the it shoe is typically the most hyped shoe. It's typically attached to some sort of collaboration with like a sneaker boutique or a designer. And everybody wants it, right? So if it's a shoe that everybody wants, you have to imagine that it's not going to be that easy for you to get. So be prepared that if you're going to be the type of collector or sneakerhead that wants the shoe that everybody else wants, it's going to take some actual work. You're going to have to invest time in finding out, the foot sites you need to be set up on, the raffles you need to be in, what boutiques are selling them, so you can hate to say it because I hate standing in lines, but so that you can make sure you're in line if it's a first come first serve sort of situation. If you got family members that are interested in involving themselves and helping you get pairs, I mean, a lot of people do that and they try to make their chances greater. But yeah, if you're going to be the person that likes the shoe that everybody else likes and want to get it, you're going to have to work harder. Okay. So getting the it shoe is not for the lazy. All right. So you either need to find you a plug that's going to get you set up, or you're going to have to put some work in. Okay. I kind of alluded to this in the first one. This thing does not end. Okay. You keep buying them. So forget about all of that. Oh, this is going to be my last pair of this shoe or last colorway of that shoe. That it doesn't exist. You literally have to cut yourself off cold turkey for this to even work itself out. Honestly, because it just does not end. Right. Now for me, because it doesn't end, I find different ways to give shoes away or get rid of shoes so that it's not too out of control. But for the average sneakerhead or collector, at the end of the day, you're going to keep wanting something. There's releases every single week. There's, different silhouettes, different colorways, all of the time, right? And no matter what style of collector or sneakerhead you are, it's going to be something that piques your interest, right? And therefore, it becomes very tough to say, hey, this is going to be the last pickup for me, and then I'm just going to call it quits. Nope, because there's some releases that you missed months ago or a year ago that's on your backlog, or you got a hit list for some of the releases that are coming up. So it's like it's a constant, I wouldn't call it a constant battle, but it's just an ongoing thing. That what did I call it earlier? The rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. I mean, whether you like it or not. So beware. Again, it does not end. You're gonna keep buying. All right. Next, hype is dangerous. Okay. Hype is dangerous. So kind of alluding to that second thing I mentioned, if you want the shoe that everybody else wants, not only will it be hard for you to get, but I mean, it might be kind of hard for you to get help trying to get it too, because if everybody else that knows somebody, and they all using up their favors so they can get the shoe, you might not have no favors for you to get the shoe. And also, you're gonna have to pay a premium at a lot of places, especially if you're trying to get it from a boutique or something, because of the hype and the demand. It makes it very tough for, boutiques to kind of keep integrity. Let's put it like that. And yeah, they might do their raffle drawings, and yeah, they might do their first come first serves. But if it's a situation where the shoe is just like out of here, meaning It's everybody want it. It's a no-brainer. It's gonna sell out no matter what. You have to plan to know that there's a good chance you're gonna have to pay the premium on it. There's a good chance you're not gonna get it for retail, even from the social sites, or not social sites, or social sites and foot sites. You're gonna end up having to go to the resale direction, right? So a resale app, a resale boutique, plugs that resell. So not only that too, but hype. I think my main point is hype is dangerous because you're gonna always feel like you're missing out, and feeling like you're missing out, it's that FOMO, right? So with FOMO, you're gonna feel forced to get a shoe because you don't want to be the one without the shoe, right? And those type of hype shoes come around quite a bit. So again, it doesn't end. If you're gonna be the fear of missing out person, you definitely gonna be buying all the time. Like it's not even an option for you. So make sure your pockets is right. Be prepared to pay resale. There's a good chance you're gonna have to do that, and because most hype things are current things, you're gonna have to get it pretty much right away. It can't be one of them backlog shoes because you're trying to get it when everybody else wants it too, so you can be the one flexing, right? So that's why it can be a little bit dangerous, because your sense of urgency for it is going to force you to feel like you need to do whatever you need to do in order to have the shoe when it's current. Okay. All right. Next, trading or buying a sneaker used is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. So we talked about the whole resale thing or not getting a shoe for retail. Trading is always an option. So if you find yourself with a group of sneakerheads that that might have a shoe that you prefer to have and you want to trade some of what you have, that's an option. You can also do trades at resale boutiques, consignment shop type boutiques that might take your trade in so that you can get the shoe that perhaps you prefer. They might have the shoe that you're looking for, and you might have the shoe that they're looking for. Might be able to make a nice exchange, or at least be able to take some money off of the shoe that you want by trading in your shoe and possibly only having to pay, just a little bit off the top, right? $50, $75, $100, I don't know, whatever that shoe is. So definitely consider trading, but do it safely now. Don't be in a situation where you're meeting with a complete stranger at a strange location, and then next thing you know, your shoe and your pocket full of money or whatever you got on your backpack, the shoes you're wearing get stolen, right? So it's very important to be very careful, but trading is definitely an option. I have done it myself. It is a common practice in the sneaker world, so take advantage. The buying used part, okay? Some people are against this, some are not. Myself, I am not. If the shoe is in good condition, person only wore it maybe once or twice, or the shoe is just super duper clean, and it's the difference between me paying $500 for it or paying $150 for it, and it's still clean, like very clean. They just trying to get rid of stuff. It's a lot of people just trying to get rid of clutter in their house, or they're done collecting. Like they don't want to do sneaker collecting anymore. They're trying to get rid of all of those things. A lot of times they'll sell it to you for the low. Okay. So buying used can come very much in handy if you're the type of person like myself, who I'm not always trying to pay a premium for any shoe, right? I'm not trying to pay $300, $400, $500 when I can get it used. We only maybe wore it once to try it on, or once just in general, or twice, and the shoe is still relatively new and clean, and I'm paying close to retail, if not under retail, for it. So I'm all for it, and you have to decide for yourself if you're going to involve yourself in a very expensive hobby or lifestyle. You got to find the different practices that work for you, right? Buying used or trading are things that work for me and a lot of others. Okay, so don't be afraid of it. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna ask you like, oh, them fire, are they used? Nope. 9 times out of 10, nobody's gonna care what you wearing. That'd be the thing too. Like, as sneakerheads, we absolutely love sneakers. We love, being fresh, going out, wearing the latest, or wearing a classic, whatever the case. But most of the people around us in the public don't care nothing about what's on our feet. They're not even paying attention. Every now and then you get a person, depending on the type of shoe you're wearing, you might be wearing what we called at one point, or some folks still call, neck breakers, where folks just gotta look at them like, oh. But 9 times out of 10, that's less than a handful of people. Okay, so buying used, trust me, not a big deal. Okay, next, pre-order at your own risk. Okay, so there are a lot of folks that do have pre-order services. I don't knock anybody's hustle. At the end of the day, though, you're pre-ordering a shoe that is not in that person's hands yet. So there's a chance that you won't actually get the shoe. And that person has to be very trusted, right? That person has to have a reputation of giving you your money back should you not have the shoe, or whatever y'all set up. If it's they keep the money to then secure the pair a couple days later, whatever the case, whatever you guys' arrangement is, just make sure there is trust. Okay. With a lot of these pre-orders, again, if you're going to be a part of this culture, it's going to be important that you're at least enough in the know to be able to recognize if a shoe is a hyped shoe or if it's a general release shoe. Because if it's a general release, if you just put in your own work, you'll find that you'll be able to go ahead and grab that shoe. A lot of times you can get it in store. A lot of times you can secure it online. So you make the choice. But the more educated you are, the more or less you'll find you'll need or not need pre-order services. Okay, so I'm keeping that short, but again, not knocking anybody's hustle. Do what's best for you. If you just don't want to do any of the legwork, maybe that's best. Maybe pre-ordering is best for you. Pre-order and resale purchase. There's a reason why those services exist. And lastly, scammers do exist. So if you are a sneakerhead or a collector that is looking to be involved on the social scene, on the internet, you're going to find there's a lot of folks that are going to want to sell you sneakers or provide you sneakers that are not authentic. You'll get DMs, you'll get emails from folks with WhatsApp and just these random type of email addresses that are saying they have some of the hottest sneakers you could ever find, right? And they make it sound cool, they make it sound easy, and they're not authentic pairs. So don't get caught up. Make sure it's somebody that your best bet is to be linked with somebody local, or as you start to, get more involved in the community on the internet, you'll be able to identify the folks that are more on the trusted side of being able to get shoes from. You'll be able to identify some of your local boutiques, some of the foot sites that are near around, or some of the foot sites that exist on the internet, some of the chain foot stores that are in your area. Like, you just start to get a little bit more educated the more involved you are. But it's a scammer for every single type of industry. Sneakers is definitely not any different. So when you get these random messages coming through, hey, if it feels too easy, and it's a shoe that's supposed to be the hardest thing to get, yeah, it 9 times out of 10 it ain't right. So all right, so keeping this particular video as short as possible, these were the 7 things sneaker collectors don't warn or tell the average consumer about. Okay, again, y'all add in the comment section if I missed anything. This is a conversation, but at the same time, I've been finding myself often getting family, friends, and acquaintances starting to ask me about sneakers and how they can get this, how they can get that, what should they be looking for. So these are some starting points for all of you. Please share the video if you have some folks that often ask you questions or have some relatively similar questions, whatever the case. So again, it's been one from your girl Q the Queen. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Hit that comment section, let me know your thoughts, what you think about these particular things, add some other things, and I'll see y'all in the next one, baby. Royalty. The queen is hyped up. The queen is hyped up.